I love a good steak sauce, and this one is blueberry. It's very unusual, but as I was playing with fruit, I'd made this with blackberries before, and I thought, well, this particular mead is infused with blueberries. Let's give blueberries a shot. So in my cup, I have 4 cups of blueberries. And I'm just gonna put those in my pan. And I'm gonna add to that some rice wine vinegar, about ½ cup. And then I want to add some brown sugar. This is a 1/4 cup of brown sugar. A little bit of molasses. Now I like molasses in my barbecues and steak sauces. So it's really important to get that kind of sweetness, that unctuous sweetness in this one. This can be used as a steak sauce. It can be used as a barbecue sauce. It's great on chicken, I'll bet, and on pork. Then I'm going to take a 1/4 cup of ketchup because you need that little bit of tomato to sort of round this out. And I want to use some ginger root. Now I've got some pureed ginger here, about a tablespoon. You can use a freshly grated ginger, or if you see the pureed ginger in your produce section, that works great for this recipe. Now in this bowl, I have a little bit of cinnamon and a little bit of allspice. I used about a ½ teaspoon of allspice and 3/4 teaspoon of cinnamon to give that nice little hint of spice on the back end of this sauce. And don't forget chili powder. You have to have chili powder, so a dark ancho chili powder, about a tablespoon. Now let's turn that on and bring it up to temperature. So what we're gonna do is let these berries just start to burst in that juice. Now the great thing about sauces like this is that you can change up an ingredient and get an entirely different flavor. So I used rice wine vinegar. You can also use apple cider vinegar. You could use white wine in this and it works great. So let's just bring that to a boil. And what we're looking for is the berries to burst, and then we're going to run it through the blender. Now blueberries are so high in antioxidants. Anytime you can get them in your diet, try it. Now the berries are starting to pop just a little bit. It's going to take about another minute and all of the berries will start to just open up, just pop right open. So our berries have now all burst. They look just great. So they're nice and tender, just gorgeous. Now what I want to do now is pour this into a blender. And we're just going to blend it up until it's smooth. But hold on to that pan because it's going to go back in there to simmer down and thicken a little bit. So remember, anytime you're putting hot liquids in a blender to blend, you want to make sure you take the little top out. Put a towel on. The steam builds up in that blender and it can pop the top off or blow this right out and burn you. So be very, very careful when you do this. And it's only going to take a couple pulses. There we go. See, it popped right up onto the top, but it didn't get me. Now let's put that back in the pan and simmer it for about 15 minutes. All right, so we've got some steak. It's perfectly done. Let's get a little bit of our sauce. This beautiful blueberry steak or barbecue sauce. Just so good with this. This mead is infused with blueberries. Just makes great sense. So let's try a little bit of this mead and a little bit of the steak. Oh, so good. Oh yeah. What a delicious pairing. Great combination, and I hope you'll enjoy this one.